Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to use ImaginerMe, which is the website I've created to be used in the class for Design 2. So we're going to go to ImaginerMe. ImaginerMe is a place for us to work specifically on our CDR and a number of other projects, but its larger goal is to be a design community. So what we're going to do for this class is kind of spell out the subsystems for our project, and then we'll go in and actually articulate what the needs are, and in some cases what the designs that we have are. And there's also a search feature where we can just go through and see what other people have posted to give us ideas on how to improve our own, or to give us more ideas of concepts to make. So the first thing you'll need to do in order to be able to write anything is log in or make an account. So I've already got an account, so I'm just going to go into the login for my information. And when you're creating an account, I only ask for your email so that if you lose your password, I can go into the database and get it for you and send it to you. Okay, so we're in. So what I would suggest doing as the first go in this project is first just create an overview thread for your team. So my team is group 17. And the goal of this is that first thing we go in and do is actually define what are the things that we're working with. I would recommend, working with your team a little bit in a Google Doc, and then bringing it over here and just copying and pasting it for the first little bit, and then from then on actually working in ImaginerMe. We have in our team defined some of the needs that are specific to every subsystem, and so I'm just going to copy them over real quick. Okay, so now we've gone in and filled up the overview of the subsystems, and these are all the needs that we have. Then the other thing I'd want to do is go in and say, what are the different functions that we actually need subsystems to perform? And in order to do that, I'm just going to duplicate this window, because over here I've already named all of our subsystems and defined them. So I'm going to go through and put those in too. And these will be effectively the same thing as having concepts. Okay, so now that we've put all these in theory, if I were a team member, I would go in and look at what some of my classmates have posted and see okay, working in my team, I think that maybe we'd want to define emissions and waste disposal system to be more narrow or broader than what we had before. So I could go in here and say, actually, I think these should be two separate subsystems. And we'll hit submit. And so this kind of brings me to subcommons. And so in this thread, we can't see them. But in other threads, there are already well-defined subcommons. And so I'm going to take us back to the liquid handling subsystem, since that's something we've already done. On the left side, we'll have our needs that are specific to that subsystem. So here, our team has articulated need 34, 33, 25, and 15, and then the nice-to-have need number 3. And then also, there's some discussion of what are the actual functions of this, not just what are the requirements, but what is it actually going to do. Conversely, right, this was the needs, these are the design concepts. And so in the design, I've gone through and copied right out of our initial submission some of the different designs that our teams had for each of these subsystems. And if I scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that over here, there's an improvement on this design, right? This is the original iteration, and then this is a follow-up. And so you could just use these subcommons to progressively flesh out an idea for how to make the subsystem work. Or alternatively, you can go in there and discuss with your classmates, this is how I think it should work versus how it's written as it should work. And say we want to upload another image, so we'll just add to the discussion here, right? Here's a governing equation. So now if we go back down here, we'll see that's added. And so this is a convenient way to continually add to your repertoire, I guess, in your subsystems. So then if we click any of these images, we can actually download them. Okay, so then the last big thing really is the usefulness in this hybridizing our results. So the first two parts, creating the overview subsystem, and then creating the individual subsystems, is an opportunity for you to work specifically with your group. And that's why it's a good idea to like label all of these with your group numbers so that you can find it right in the list immediately. However, you might be looking for new ideas to change something you're already working on, but you just haven't come up with what you need yet, right? Like 12 to 15 subsystems is a lot, and so you can get ideas from working with your classmates on here. So say I'm looking for something that is liquid based, right? So I want some new ideas for my liquid handling subsystem. So I'm gonna search liquid, and then this will bring me both needs that other people have thought are good for liquid handling subsystems or whatever liquid subsystem you're working with, as well as designs. And the beauty of this is that they're not necessarily connected. You don't have to look just at like one group's ideas or one person's ideas. This puts them all together. And so here I could get something from group 17, but I could also get something from group 5. And alternatively, like you can even see here that liquid is actually talked about in multiple subsystems. And so now I can see, well, maybe I want an idea that actually combines two subsystems into one. Like we want to handle liquid and gas at the same time. Okay, and so the last couple of things are just like how to use notes. So the first is that if you want to do anything on the site, other than like you can look at what's been posted, but if you want to be able to write anything, you have to log in because your name goes on top of everything that you write. Second of all, don't use any type of quotation mark or apostrophe. If you need to put a quotation or something, use the accent key, like in the top left-hand corner of your keyboard, because otherwise your comment won't post. Third of all, pictures need to be accompanied by some sort of description or they won't post. Additionally, this is not built for mobile, and if you have any changes that you'd like to see in this, about how it works or the organization or literally anything, you can contact me. So my contact is at the bottom of the About page, or you can click Contact, and it's down here, or you can just contact me on GroupMe. If you run into any problems, you can just reset this, and this is also necessary if any updates happen to the website. You can just go into those three dots in the corner of your browser and go down to Settings, right? And then scroll down to Browser Data Removal, and then the one thing you're going to want to select is Pictures and Data in Cache to delete. So don't hesitate to contact me, and I hope this is useful for you guys to come up with ideas and also to organize your team's ideas. Thank you.